Hello everyone, and welcome to Hucker's Hideout. Today we're back checking out Dune Awakening. This will be a guide to help you find all the resources you will need in the deep desert. If you'd like to try Dune Awakening for yourself, there's a link in the description below. Now please sit back, relax, and enjoy as we fly out into the deep desert. And we have crossed the border into the deep desert. And as you can see, it is a new week, new, wiped deep desert, so that I haven't been out here yet, and it's all new to me. But you can always rely on a couple things right when you fly into the deep desert. There's going to be these shipwrecks scattered around. You can see one there. There's one off in the distance over there as well. These things have slightly different items inside of them, but you can always rely on them to have a PvP area, just like the ones in Haga Basin. And so you can see in the top compass area, we are changing zones into a PvP zone, which is always scary. You want to be a little worried because people can kill you, and they will, and steal your stuff. But out here, you can see there's a lot of traps and stuff like that, and so you'll want to be worried about that. If you set one off, don't worry too much. If you have an omni static compactor, you can shoot it in the middle, and fire or poison, it will kind of swirl like that, like a little fireball. And so in here, this is just kind of a little shipwreck, and I was just going to show you. You can see the bombs. They look like that on the ground. If we back away, you can see, you have time to back away. It's not a problem. You shouldn't be too worried. And while we are doing that, I'll show you what we get inside. So we get thermoelectric coolers, and these are extremely important for building things such as the Cutter Ray MK6 and the Omni Static Compactor. To get like the higher tier kind of tools and stuff, you are definitely going to need the thermoelectric coolers, and this is the best location I have found for these. You can also find constellation chests in these, which are great for the spice infused ingots as well as engrams. So I would grab all these, make sure you get the electric coolers, and these things just like the stuff in Haga kind of respawns every 45 minutes. They've been adjusting it to make it a little bit more dynamic, but that is kind of the general gist. And you can see, even if you get hit by the stuff, it's not that damaging to you. Like, we'll just take the damage, as we do, put a little bandage on it. But yeah, that's kind of the first resource I wanted to show you, where to find thermoelectric coolers as well as some more spice infused ingots. And from here, we will move a little deeper into the deep desert, because now we kind of have to go off of the deep wall. And before we head off into the real deep desert, I wanted to show you what's on kind of the cliff wall. So you can see, even in this little area right here, you have almost all of the basic resources you would need to start a base. You also have advanced resources to start a base. And so it kind of has everything you need right here on the wall to build your own basic shelter. And the deep desert also has the benefit of having 50% cost on construction. And so things like refineries and all that, you can get it for cheaper earlier if you plan to stay out here. And now that it's a lot more PvE area, you can see that it used to be right when you dropped off the wall, it would change to PvP, but now it stays PvE. And you can actually go a fair distance into the deep desert. I believe it's somewhere around E, I think. Middle of E, maybe D, is where the PvP zone starts. And so we will head out there and find what other glorious items there are to find. But you can see, just like in Haga Basin, the deep desert has all of the essential items you need for base building and kind of crafting. And so once you get access to an ornithopter, you can actually head out here and just play in the deep desert, really, if you wanted to. The deep desert also has caves like this little orange cave, and these are for still suit kind of things. You can get micro sandwich fabrics and EMF generators, and they work just like the ones in Haga Basin. You just hack right through it, and then you will get a micro sandwich fabric, and you will head on deeper. And so these little caves here, because it's in the deep desert, it's going to be a little scarier, but you will also gain more resources. They'll also have things like carbide blade parts and all that good stuff. Oh my gosh, this guy's mean. He's already grumpy. What did I even do? Okay, there we go. Uh-oh. Move away. And you can see that these guys take a little bit more damage to kill. And so you want to come in here with a friend, or once you gear up a little higher, because like I have pretty good gear, and you can see it still takes me 2 chops to get through. So you want to be prepared for that. These guys even take 3, which is funny, but we can do it. Boop, just like that. And you can see you can get even more. And this is the other great thing in plasteel components. And we'll talk about those more near the end of the video. But you can see you could find those in here as well. And those are for basically the top tier crafting stuff. And so if you want to make, you know, like the best still suit in the game or any of the best kind of vehicles or anything like that, you're going to need plasteel components. And so we are going to head back out of the cave and we will head deeper into the desert. And similar to Haga Basin, there's also these crashed ships that come exploding out of the sky, basically. And you want to rush to these to loot them as quickly as you can because other players can come and grab them. And luckily right now we are actually in the PvP area, so I'm not worried about getting murdered by someone, but I am worried about them coming and stealing my lootsies. So we're going to try to get it looted as quick as we can. Open sesame. And you can see in here, you'll get fluted light caliber compressors and plasteel plates. And plasteel plates are a crucial component in what I was saying earlier, where you can, you know, get into crafting some of your own stuff. And so you can find complex machinery, Holtzman generators, some precision rangefinders, and ship manifests, which these come into play when you do the lands rad. So I always grab a couple, just you want to have a stack of them just in case. But you can see the worms don't come as quickly when you are in the deep desert, as long as you strategically use your you know, stuff. We can see we can get more plasteel, some overclock power regulators, which are another high tier item. And so we basically just want to make sure we use as little of our hovering as we possibly can. So I'm going to do this little trick that I have been trying to figure out, where you hover here, scan it, break it, and then grab. Oh, I almost did it. Dang it. Okay. Uh-oh. We're glitched out. It's okay. It's okay. We'll be fine. You just have to not panic. You know, it's just a worm. It's just like all the other worms. You just have to calmly get in your little thopter and get the heck out of here. But yeah, you can see that is like a pretty standard ship. There's also sometimes spice sand inside of them, and you know, some other good goodies, high tier goodies. So I would always stop anytime you see one of those and loot it as quickly as you can before the worm comes. But yeah, now we are gonna head deeper, and hopefully we can find maybe Imperial testing station down here. But you guys have seen those, so I'm not too concerned with showing you. The main thing I want to show you is some of the more mined resources that are you know, the top tier. The only place you can find them is in the deep desert. And as we fly deeper looking for resources, you can see we are in the E zone now, which is you know, pretty straight shot north. But you'll see in the top above our little compass, we will switch our zones here. You can see zone is changing into the PvP zone. And so this zone is actually like halfway up. And once you get into kind of the more PvP zone, the more higher tier resources will start appearing. And these resources, what you're looking for is stuff like this. If you haven't seen this yet, this is the Stravidium. And Stravidium mass is definitely interesting. You can see you can find it on the ground. You also mine it with your cutter ray. And you cut her down.
Alert.
And once you get
sandstorm is approaching.
Oh gosh, sandstorm is coming. You can see the monster. We will survive it. But you actually need Stravidium mass and titanium ore, which we'll see if we can find. You can still see you get basic resources around here, building stuff. There's you know, they want you to survive out here. Try to live. But you need an ornithopter. But yeah, the next resource we'll go find, I will explain more on how you create the final tier resource. And as you can see, the storm is still approaching, but we did already find what we have been looking for. So this is a little titanium node. So you can see these things are, you know, spread out, but not too bad. And you can mine it just like as you would
Sector
everything else.
alert.
And you mine up your titanium ore. I should probably get rid of that. And you can see you get titanium ore. And so now we have the Stravidium mass and titanium ore. And Stravidium mass you actually refine inside of a chemical refinery in your home base. We are going to actually hide from this this storm that's incoming, which is going to be really fun. I'm just going to get in my tent on the hill while I explain this. But yeah, it's basically like we can think about it as another resource that you need to refine in the chemical refinery, and then comes out, and you refine that with titanium ore. And so you need, a lot of stravidium ore, but it weighs less than titanium ore, so it kind of evens out. And titanium ore for me has been harder to find, I'll be honest. But if you think about it, once the titanium ore comes and you can refine it with the stravidium mass into stravidium fiber, you can create the final tier resource, which, as we know, we've been working towards. We did aluminum, duraluminum, and now we're at plastanium. And that is how you create all the plastanium tier ingredients, which, are some of the best things you want to create. And so, yeah, that is how you find all those. If you notice, we aren't super deep into the deep desert, so I'm going to go deeper and try to find maybe a big, a big allotment of those resources. Hopefully, we survive this storm. A lightning bolt doesn't hit us. We shall see. This is, it's hectic. But yeah, I'll see you guys once we get a little deeper into the desert. And as you can see in the deep desert, there's even some of these shipwrecks hidden around. And it's even scarier PvP because the whole area around it's PvP. So you basically will never escape if someone knows you're in here. So I try to be as quick as I can, because the quickest thing you can do, or the safest thing you can do, is be fast, I always think, in these situations. And so we are going to try to dodge as many explosives as... Oh, it looks like someone has been here. You can tell by that box has been eaten. And so we'll see if this is lootable. Oh, and so you can see this is actually on a countdown currently. We have to wait until these refresh, and so that we can loot them again. And so some other player actually got to this before us. That lucky son of a gun. But that's the way of the deep desert. You always got to be ready for that, and always be scared that someone's hunting you, because most likely they are. And so we are gonna try to bail out of here as quick as we can and head a little further away, because it's just scary near those ships. People are coming back for that loot. And now we are pretty deep in the deep desert. As you can see, we're in H2. There's only I that's further deeper. And so these ones, once you get deeper, you can see the higher tier resources are packed a lot closer together. You can see those two are almost touching. They're, there's even two over there touching. And so this is a great spot if you want to build a base nearby, for quick mining, and you just mine up a bunch, and then you make a bunch of quick trip home before anyone can raid your base. And so, yeah, that's definitely a good idea. I'm going to try to find one that's exclusively one resource, because you can actually find ones that are just titanium or just stravidium, which I would definitely recommend. All right, and here we have some densely packed stravidium. You can see this is a stravidium node place. That's all that's here, and there is a ton of it. So if you have a big team, you could bring a buggy here, and you could buggy mine this, and you would have enough stravidium for a long time for your whole squad. You can see it is everywhere. As a solo, I do not need this much, so I will leave it to the people with more friends. But yeah, if you have friends, try to find these ones that are densely packed. They will definitely speed you up in your progression. All right, and as you can see, we are right on the border of H and I, so basically the top of the deep desert, and we have found one of these crashed ships. And so we are going to park on top, and hopefully no one finds us, because these usually have some pretty good goodies in them, because they're so deep in the desert that if you find it, good on you. I think is their idea. We are going to toss some of this stuff. You can see we have some sand. We'll keep that. But mainly, why can't we access it? Oh, we have to take this? Oh, we do. Okay. And so you can see you can find irradiated cores, all the kind of essentials, the expensive stuff that we have to craft if we didn't find it. And so this is definitely important to kind of find these. You can see that once you get the big one, you can find sand, you can find all of the off-world medical supplies, normal irradiated slag. Oh gosh, look at that. Irradiated core is when you solidify the slag, which is awesome. And so you can find complex machinery. You can literally find everything out here. And so the deep desert definitely has all you would need to survive if you just want to survive in the desert. So think about that, when you're building, when you first start playing. You can make the switch if you wish. Oh my gosh, 100 sand. I guess we drop a bunch of this stuff. That's awesome. Okay, we don't even know what else to grab here. Okay. The worm's mad. Get out of here. But I definitely still panic all the time when the worm comes, as I should, you know. If the worm eats you, it's all over. But yeah, you can see these ships have a lot of goodies. Like even I get excited when I get into them, and you know I've been playing a fair amount now, and so it's definitely worth your time to invest in. Anytime you see a crash one, go and investigate. And as you can see, this is another little battling zone. This control point is actually for the lands rad stuff. So that is very important if you have a clan and you want to kind of partake in the end game stuff. But you can see there are a lot of resources like titanium and stravidium here, but we're just going to head on in. You can see it's pretty tightly packed, but if you make the right maneuvers and kind of know where to wiggle, you can make it here pretty quickly. And this is full PvP zone as always, so you got to be ready. Okay, that guy's gone, I guess. Later. Wait, he's still shooting me. Oh, that guy's gone. Later. But you can see in these ships you could actually find plasteel composite blades, which is another great component. We are actually running out of space. That's the biggest thing in the deep desert is your space. And so something to always consider is building a base out here. Because if you have a base, you can store goodies. As you can see, we're headed a little deeper in. Find some more loot boxes. And this is kind of the medium ship size, I would say. Whoa. But you can see it's the opponents are harder. And you just have to basically be ready for it. Because you can see they're even eating through my shield. I have, I think, a Holtzman shield. Let me check. A Holtzman shield MK5. So pretty advanced one, you know. And this is still a little struggle for me. And so if you are not high tier, be ready for a fight. Especially as a solo. If you're in a group, you will be able to survive. Don't even worry. I don't know why these guys aren't... Okay, there we go. We just need to kill one of them. There we go. Perfect. Our shield is still up. But you can see they actually have the constellation chests here as well. And these have similar engrams that are a lot higher tier. You can see the costs are plastanium ingots and stuff. And so these are definitely expensive and really cool guns. So you want to get these anytime you can. You can get a lot of Solaris, you get the spice infused plastanium, and that is how you can craft those things. And so you can see we can leave right out the door, kind of where we entered, and we don't have to deal with any other issues. And if we get away quick enough, run. I'm scared someone's coming for us. We could place our vehicle down, and no one's the wiser that we were even here. Just like, a fart in the wind. But yeah, that's kind of how I run those shipwrecks as a solo. I'm just terrified of a group coming up on me, because I have fought a couple land battles, and if you were solo, you could, have a fun fight. But if it's in a group, they win. And so yeah, I'd recommend being quick and silent as a solo. But that's just me. This is something else I wanted to highlight, is even out here in the deep desert, you can see we are at G8, which is pretty deep in there. You can find big nodes of clusters of like stuff like carbon and iron and all that. And so if you want to set up a base that produces a bunch of this stuff for one wipe or something, this is where you can go. Or if you have a carrier, you can bring your buggy and your buddies, and you can just go to town for a couple minutes and then head back to base. It's a good squad building activity for guilds and stuff like that, and so I hope they enjoy doing that, because it looks like a lot of fun. And now we're back to the sandy resources. So if you remember, in Haga Basin, we also had flower sand, and so this is the same idea as flower sand as in Haga, except there's just a ton more of it. And so if you want me to give you a little visual example, you can think about it like when we hit this, the sand usually... Oh, that's an angry worm. But you can see that the sand literally doesn't disappear from any of the area around, which is pretty impressive. So it actually has a fair amount. So if you are with a squad, you should definitely consider using this. So this worm is definitely concerned about someone around me, which is great to see. And so there might be another sand component. And And look at that, there is indeed. And so you can see there are some people mining some sand. These might be friends, might be foes. We'll just watch them do it because this is very similar to the sand in Haga Basin. You'll see them get out and start mining. This is a PvP zone, so maybe take a look. Scared, but you can see that they are landing and they will mine it just like as you would in, but it's a lot larger because if you remember in Haga Basin, it was like the size of our ornithopter. And these are definitely thinking about a little bit larger of an ornithopter. That's an assault ornithopter there, so you can tell it is larger. You can see a guy running around thinking about us. But if we just got to keep moving here, and so that is a medium spice blow. We saw a small spice blow in Haga Basin, and then you can see over here, this is actually the large spice blow. So this basin will fill up with spice completely. You'll see it explode and start shooting purple stuff in the air, and everyone will come to battle basically. But it is pretty cool. These are really large, and this is I don't know if you've seen any videos or anything, but this is where the big sandworm comes and kind of chomps the whole hole. But yeah, that is basically the sand components that we have in the deep desert. It's the same as Haga Basin. There's just more of it, just kind of like everything else. And as you can see, this is what a large spice blow looks like, right next to a little smaller one that just exploded. What are the chances? But you can see that there's shadows moving around. People are concerned that people are coming to kill. I'm not coming to kill. I'm just coming for funnies. You can see it's a big purple cloud flying it. It's really fun. I enjoy it. Yeah, there's people mining all over the place. But you can see there's a lot of spice there, and so people will come and fight for it, which is awesome to see. This is a really good thing they have in the game that makes people compete for resources and just have fun, basically. And you can see the small spice blow is already gone compared to this one that is still spewing spice into the air, which is kind of impressive. But this is why it's kind of scary to mine the larger spice blows, because players are going to be called there for a long time and from a long distance. I wanted to finish off this episode back at home, even though it's a deep desert resource episode, because as you know, we collected a bunch of stuff, but we didn't get all of the advanced resources. And so if you go to your advanced survival fabricator, once you can create it, it's kind of expensive. If we go into our fabricators, you can see here, advanced survival. It takes, a little bit of melange, a little complex stuff, some plastanium ingots. That'll probably be the hardest drive. But this is kind of one of the first things I grabbed because if you look inside, you can make your basic tools that will let you get resources faster. Resource gathering, always a good thing. But if you go to this last one, the most important one, I think, really, is you can create every plasteel component you could imagine. And improved component, you can get advanced machinery, irradiated cores, just basically like anything you can imagine. You can create it here, and you basically just do it with the resources you grab. And so something to always keep in mind is this is why you want to always grab the plasteel plates, because if you look at almost all of these, they take plasteel plate to craft. And so always grab as much plasteel plate as you can. Always grab those crashed ships, and it'll allow you to create any of the final kind of components you need for crafting. And that's kind of all I have for you all today. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how I did. It's been a lot of fun playing this game. I have a lot of fun playing Dune, and I hope you all enjoy watching. And we'll see you all next time on the next great video. Have a good day.